Hi, and welcome to a special Undersea edition of Instavision. I'm Glenn Reynolds, and we're here at anchor just above the wreck of the USS Kittiwake. Scuba divers come from all over the world to dive in Cayman's crystal clear waters. The water's pretty warm, about 81 degrees this time of year, but I still wear a wetsuit. That way the sharks say, "Don't eat this fish, it tastes like rubber." Also, it keeps off jellyfish. The Cayman Islands' two main industries are banking and tourism. The banking is something I've talked about here before. The tourism is mostly based on beautiful water and reefs, but with competition in the Caribbean growing, there's a need for new attractions. Divers like to dive wrecks, but many of them are in water that's too deep to dive safely or where the visibility is poor. So the Cayman Islands Tourist Association decided to make their own wreck, accepting a donated ship from the United States government. The USS Kittiwake is a Chanticleer-class submarine rescue vehicle built at the end of World War II. It saw service for decades and even recovered the Challenger's black box after it crashed. The ship was cleaned out, opened up with access holes for divers, and sunk via controlled demolition right off 7 Mile Beach on Grand Cayman.
This is it. Now she's going. Okay, there goes the stern. Oh, wow, there she goes.
With the sharp edges cut away and holes opened in its side, the Kittiwake is safe for ordinary scuba tourists, not just the fancy tech divers who usually explore wrecks. But you still know that you're inside a sunken ship, because lots of the original hardware is still there in pretty much its original form. As a former submarine rescue ship, there's something appropriate about the Kittiwake, with its racks of air bottles and other dive gear, being used as an attraction for divers. Though some places are a bit cramped and dark, I found it very comfortable to dive in. But then I don't suffer from claustrophobia. In fact, I kind of like enclosed spaces. Call it claustrophilia. A lot of divers feel this way. I guess the people who don't tend not to dive. The Kittiwake's engineering spaces have been preserved, with the lathe looking like it's ready to turn new parts. The hyperbaric chambers for letting divers or rescued submariners recompress safely are also still there, looking ready for use except for all the water. I love diving on natural reefs, but there's a kind of beauty to this artificial environment too. Man's works and nature blend amazingly well. I think that blend is why divers like to dive wrecks. It's the kind of scene you can't see anywhere else. Of course, the blending of man's works and nature's is the other reason for sinking the Kittiwake. Wrecks quickly attract fish, both inside and outside, and also form an anchor for coral that will eventually turn the Kittiwake into a brand new artificial reef. As you can see, after just a few months, the process is already well underway, and the fish and the squid seem to like it. Maybe the fish are attracted for the same reason as divers. It's fun, and it's certainly a great way to blend environmental preservation with capitalism, an approach that's growing more popular worldwide, and especially in the Cayman Islands. So last year when I reported from the Cayman Islands, we talked about how market forces are a good way of encouraging people to protect the environment. And as you can see, it's working here too. The fact is, if you want the environment taken care of, there's no better way than to make sure that somebody can make a buck off of keeping things nice. That's what they're doing here in Cayman, and I think it's a good example for people everywhere. That's all for this episode of Instavision. We'll be back next week, and in the meantime, have fun on the internet. Thanks.